So we've been working on filling out a payroll register for Yacht Trips Incorporated, and we've got the federal and we've got the FICA already done. The old age survivors and disability insurance and Medicare insurance, we filled out those things, and we've looked at some possibilities for other things as well. And now we need to do federal income tax. That's our next step. So first thing we need to do here is we'll look on here, and with federal income tax, just about all of these others are figured either it's a flat rate, like the medical insurance is just a flat amount that we're taking out, or actually the union dues in this case, we just take out $15 a week. Other things are a percent, so we do some multiplication, or we do a percent of a certain amount, like this one here. With federal income tax, it's a little bit different. For this, we need to use a chart. So I'm going to show you how to use that chart. And of course, the taxable earnings are all of the earnings here, are all these gross earnings here. And so we need that information, plus we also need to look at this information we put in towards the beginning, these allowances and marital status. That's something that we need to know as well in order to look at the federal income tax that we need to withhold from our employees' wages. So here we go. What we need here is what's called Publication 15. You can actually go to the IRS's website, go to irs.gov, and if you do a search for Pub 15 or Employer's Tax Guide, you can find this document here. This is for 2014, but you can find the current one. And the thing that I have to say about these charts is that it's important that you get the right chart. You have to use the one for the correct year, and you also have to do a couple other things as well. So I'm going to scroll through this chart and find the information I need. And by the way, if you're working through an accounting textbook, often for the problems in a textbook like that, you will actually have a table in your book. So be aware of that as well. And if you're working for an accounting textbook, you may not have to go to the government website and pull up this file. You could probably just use what's in the book. So here's the first chart, and notice there's lots of these. There's single person's weekly pay period, and then it continues, and we've got the wages are at least this amount, but less than this amount, all the way up to 600, and then at least 600, but less than 610, all the way up to 1,000, 250. And then there's another chart on a different page for something else, and then it's got married people on a weekly payroll period. And the same, we go up, and also across we have the number of allowances. And this is the information that we put in on this chart here. So let's work with John Smith first. He's married, so let me find the married chart. Married person, weekly payroll. And he has 622 gross earnings and 1 allowance. So on this chart, his earnings are, see here, they are at least 620. You can see this here, at least 620, but less than 630. That's his weekly payroll amount there. So that's one detail I need. There's 622.50. The other one is he has 1 allowance. And make sure, so I've got the right chart. Now I need to scroll across to 1 allowances, which is this column here. You've got 1 allowance. So I come down to this column here, and here it's this first column of numbers, 122 with 1 allowance. This federal income tax that I need to withhold is $41. It's at least 620, but less than 630, and there's 1 allowance. So I'm going to use that chart for this one here, and I can just put that number right here. That's his row. That's our first row there. So that's how I figure federal income tax deductions. And I can't just fill out a handy formula here and copy that down in Excel. I'm going to have to look up all 4 numbers. So let me do the second one here. Elvira Compton. Let's see here. She is not married. She's single. Single, weekly pay period, and she has three allowances, and she has gross earnings of $473. So let's see here. This is at least 470, but less than 480. See here, there's three allowances there. So this is the fourth column in. Okay, it's this middle number here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's $20 there. Or I'm sorry, $22. Check that. 470, but less than 480, three allowances. Yep, $22. So I'll record that here. And next I have Jacob Jackson, who made a lot of money and is single. Single, you know, a weekly payroll. He has one allowance. This column here. See here, I need to go on to the second page for him. Let me see here. This is again, it was exactly $1,161.50. There's 1,000. It's at least $1,160. So that one right there, and it's one allowance. So this column here, I think it's 122. Yep, there it is. That number there. One allowance. And married. Is he married? Is that the right chart? No, he's single. Wrong chart. Okay, I'll go ahead and get the right chart here. I like to double check these things. Sometimes I miss stuff. Alright, so we've got 161. There's that. Now one allowance, so that'll be 182. One allowance, single. So here we are. Come down here, 182. And then last but not least, Frank Fernando is married. So I gotta pick the married chart. There's the married chart. And he has two allowances. So do that third column in. And he made $324. So I'm guessing 320. Yep, there it is. At least 320, but less than 330 with two allowances on the married chart. And I have to withhold $1 of federal money for him. He's not going to have to pay a lot of taxes, it looks like. Income tax, $1. And so that is how federal income tax is figured. It's not a percent. It's not a flat rate. I have to use this chart. In the next video, I'm going to figure the state income tax and finish up deductions.